Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good, I was, just before I started recording, I was experimenting here a bit with setting up a vote in a repository for the purpose of the game design committee to be able to vote on things. So I created this team, game design committee. I put here 2 sample people in, well, myself as I created it, and then I added Mauler here. And then I created this currently private repository. And now I'm at this step here where I did install a git vote app to this repository in GitHub, and then I added this gitvote.yaml file where there's some options in this YAML. I enabled the audit. I will have to see what this does. Automation, I will leave disabled. Duration, I set to 1 hour for now. Pass threshold, I set to 51%. Or we can leave it at 50. It was 50 before. Yeah, let's leave it at 50 for now. Allowed, but then that would mean that it's just one person that needs to vote yes when we have 2 persons. Let's put it to 51, yeah? 51. Allowed voters, so I added this team. So I guess we just take this name here, is that right? Users team 1. Exclude team maintainers. Exclude allowed voters. Teams, users, exclude team maintainers. By using the exclude team maintainers option, it's possible to modify this behavior so that only teams members with a member role are considered allowed voters. Please note that this option only applies to the teams explicitly listed in allowed voters teams. Exclude team maintainers. What it classifies as a team maintainer? If no teams or users are provided, all repository collaborators will be allowed to vote. Okay, but yeah, okay, but we want to have specific group. For organization-owned repositories, the list of collaborators includes outside collaborators, organization members that are direct collaborators, organization members with access through team memberships, organization members with access through default organization. Allowed voters. It's too bad that you can't set up multiple types of votes, right? You can only set up one type of vote. Huh. It would have been interesting if they provided, like, different kinds, that you can have, like, a committee vote and then a collaborator vote, but it's just one. Okay, so teams, and we put in this one, yeah, the game design committee. Okay. Teams names must be provided without organization prefix. Exclude team maintainers. By default, teams members with a maintainer role are allowed to vote as well. Teams members with a maintainer role. By using exclude team maintainers option, it's possible to modify this behavior so that only teams members with a member role are considered allowed voters with a member role. What is, I don't understand, team maintainers. Exclude team maintainer. I'm not so sure what that means. Am I a team maintainer if I created the team, or Members with a maintainer role are allowed to vote as well. Maintainer role, team's members. I thought that a member in a team just means there is one guy in it or not. Like I should be able to remove myself from this membership here, right? And then I'm not in a team anymore. So I don't understand what this is for. Well, I guess we can just test it. We will see what that means. Periodic status check. Git vote allows checking the status of a vote in progress manually by calling the check vote command. The periodic status check option makes it possible to automate the execution of status checks. The vote status will be published to the corresponding issue or pull request, the same way as if the check vote command would have been called manually. And this option is enabled while the vote is open. A status check will be run automatically using the frequency configured. Please note that the hard limit of one status check per day still applies. So if the command has been called manually, the automatic periodic run may be delayed. And what does a status check, what does it bring us? 5 days after the vote was created, and every 5 days after that, an automatic status check will be run. Okay, but what does the status check do then? Allows checking the status of a vote in progress manually. Okay, it didn't explain what the status check does actually. Like, what is it for? Reference documentation. Let's search for this term here. Status check. Status. Check the status of a vote in progress. Check vote. So far, 100% of users with binding vote are in favor. This command can only be called once a day per vote. Once the vote time is up, the vote will be automatically closed and the results will be published in a new comment. Okay. It's possible to cancel a vote in progress by calling the cancel vote command. Vote cancel. Okay, so I don't know how useful this check is. Let's have it at null for now. Close on passing. By default, votes remain open for the configured duration. Sometimes, specifically on votes that stay open for a long time, it may be preferable to close a vote automatically once a passing threshold has been met. The close on passing feature makes this possible. Open votes where this feature has been enabled will be checked once daily, and if Git vote detects that the vote has passed. No, I think a vote can just keep on running until it times out, I guess, in case some additional votes come in. Close on passing minimum wait. When the close on passing feature is activated, voting will conclude once the pass threshold is met. Okay, this makes sense. Yeah, that you have like a limit, like, I don't know. If a vote doesn't conclude in 4 weeks, close it, right? Something like that. What is this announcement? Git vote can announce the results of a vote when it is closed on GitHub discussions. This feature won't be enabled if this configuration section is not provided. announcements. Okay. Discussions, announcements. Do we have... Let's go to settings. Oh. Here, settings. Can we set discussions? Discussion. Discussions. Yeah. Sponsorships help your community know issues. Yeah. Okay, we want to have discussions. Welcome. Announcements. Yeah, we don't need that. No. Okay, announcements. Okay. Category announcements. Okay, let's just leave it at that. Discussion announcement. Okay, let's leave it at that. What is this? Additional configuration profiles. Possible to add more to easily create votes with different settings. Ah, you can. Ah, so you can create multiple vote profiles. Okay, that's cool. Vote minus profile. Okay, great. So you can have different kinds of votes. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Well, we leave that untouched for now. Team 1. Okay, allowed voters, teams. So we don't do it like this. We do it like this. Like this, I guess. Can remove this here. Okay. Then here, teams, profile 1. Okay, so we have this main profile set up. Yeah. And yeah. Then let's review what we just did here. So we set the order to true, duration to 1 hour, pass threshold to 51%, design committee to the teams, and then here as well. Okay, let's just say add tests, add game design committee. Let's say set up git votes, for game design committee with test settings. Yeah. Okay. Then let's commit that. Good. Then we push that to the main branch and see what happens. So we just push it straight to that. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so now if we go to game design and then so there's this git vote YAML, and then so how do we know now this works? Let's open a test issue here. Test vote. This is a test vote. This is a type feature. Yeah. This is a test vote issue report. Okay, and then what do we do now? Maybe we can add like a question here. I don't know. This is a test vote issue report. What do we do now? Great. Okay, so I opened this guy. So now what? Now I'm supposed to run the vote command, right? Where's it? Here, /vote. Votes can be created by calling the vote command on an issue or pull request. This can be done by adding vote command on the issue pull request body at creation time or a new comment. Okay, then let's do that. Issue 1. So, vote. /commands. Vote. And then do I type anything else or I just add vote? Oh, that worked. Has called for a vote on test vote. The members of the following teams have binding votes. Yeah, Game Design Committee. Now binding votes are also appreciated as a sign of support. Non-binding votes. Non-binding votes. You can cast your vote by reacting to this comment. The following reactions are supported: in favor, against, abstain. Please note that voting for multiple options is not allowed and those votes won't be counted. The vote will be open for 1 hour. It will pass if at least 51 of users with binding votes vote in favor. Once it's closed, results will be published here as a new comment. Okay, so I will thumbs up. Yeah. Yeah. Then let me ask Mauler. Mauler, can you cast a vote? Can you cast a vote, please? Issues 1. Put the thumbs up here. So let's see if he will put a vote there. Test vote. Question is, can he see this? The repository is private, but he is collaborator in the organization, so he should be able to see it. Edit, git vote. Oh, this guy hero thumbs down. Against. Oh, Maula, abstain. What does that mean now? Does this mean that the vote fails now? Let me add to check votes. Check minus vote, I think. Let me check that. Vote. Check minus vote. Check minus vote. Let's add this comment. So far, 50% of the users with binding votes are in favor and 0% are against. Abstain. Okay, so I guess in 1 hour it will expire and then it will fail. Non-binding votes against. Okay. Okay, so Maula essentially failed to vote. Or he did vote by abstaining, let's say. So in 1 hour we can check again, and then this vote should have timed out, and then it will close, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. That's a nice test. Then it's also cool that like anyone can actually participate here with the reactions on the vote, but only the votes that are part of the team will be counted here in like the proper like result, right? Like, so this guy here has no say. Yeah? He can put a voice, but he has no say. Yeah. So nice. Check vote. Okay. Okay. Well, labels git vote open. Okay, that's pretty cool. Good. Then let's check back later. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. What do we have here? Test vote. Okay, what do we have here? This PR polishes a camera debug display. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay. Then mark this as done. Let's see what's up with these guys here. Disembark. There. I get there. When I get there. Viewed. Okay. If there is someone in the group, center the camera on them. Okay. If there. Okay, good. But why does this change touch twice as many lines? I expect somewhat equal, no? Module identifier. Completion. Now controlling. Effectively evaluate. Building, resetting carriage. Definitely. Never. Verbiage. Doesn't. Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay, for some reason it doesn't want to mark this one as done. Good. Then we need to wait for reviews on these guys here. Your vote was rejected. Rejected. There it is. That's right. This GIF was fired. You're fired. Good. Okay, cool. I really like this. It looks really well thought out. This this add-on here, or whatever you want to call it, plugin, GitHub plugin. It's cool that you can also set up multiple types of votes. So that's really nice. It works with reactions, so it's really intuitive to use. You can always edit the committee members with a commit, and no, by just changing a team, even better. Yeah, you can just edit the team here, and then yeah, you don't even need to make a commit. Just if you want to change the rules, then you need to make a commit. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. Then, then let's get back to our code. And let's do a stash main and stash pop. Oh boy. Yes. Try and hide. Okay. Let's say we take that. Yeah. Good. Then let's see what we do next. Stop doing scripted camera. I think that's for much later. What can we split off next? Set pitch, radiance, pitch, clamp, red F, limit. Set angle to default. Okay, I'm thinking that maybe one of the next changes should be where we refactor a bunch of things. Set max height scale. Set default view. Reset pivot to ground. Oh. Set angle. Screen toward. Yeah. Okay. I'm inclined to say we go to our stashes and we drop this stash and we also drop this stash, and then we stash this. Then we create a new branch where we do a refactor and W3D view, a refactor view. We just do some of the renaming, some of the simple stuff. So we go to yeah, this one will be a bit more difficult because we need to basically replicate things. So we go through these one by one and we copy over everything that looks like we want to have in a separate change. Yeah. So for example, set default view. Then here we can add this to do comment. Do we really need to? Let's not add this. Looks useless. Set angle. Horizontal axis. Around the up axis. Yaw. And set pitch is set pitch. Maybe we should call this vertical axis. Vertical axis. Set angle to default. Okay, so here we split these guys. Yeah, maybe we can do that as well here. Set angle to default. Current camera angle. Okay. View angle, but view pitch. Okay. Then here we have right under camera. terrain height at pivot. Set terrain height at pivot. Set terrain height at pivot. Now this function I think is never called, right? This one and the other one. Yeah. Pivot. Yeah, I think we can remove these. Yeah. Let's remove this and this. And this. And that. Okay. And we can also make it const. No. I can leave it. Okay, and we also want to rename this guy terrain height at pivot, right? Terrain height at pivot. Okay. Okay, what else? Screen to world. I guess that one was also never called anywhere. Yeah. Then we can also delete that shit. Fair enough. Okay, and then we have this one. Yeah. So we'll rename this to force camera area. Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, and then we have mpos. Mpos. Pitch. Mpitch. Angle. Okay, so this one is just renamed to pitch. Okay. Okay, fair enough. What do we have here? Re? What is re? The idea of this view. Okay, users desired height above ground. Height above ground. Pivot, pitch, default pitch angle. Default pitch, we rename that. Current height above ground. Okay. Okay, I hope that this satisfies all the refactorings we did in here. Let me go through this one more time. So this is new, we don't touch that. Default view, yeah, I don't know, do we need this to do comment here? heavy. Default view. Yeah, I guess we can do it. Set default view. Okay, good. Set angle. Rotate the view around the vertical axis. Yeah. Get angle. Set pitch. Give them angle. Set angle to default. Okay. Good, then we can remove this here. Now, these two new functions here, actually, they're not part of a refactor, right? They are new. Set angle to default. Yeah, maybe that shouldn't be part of this refactor. No, that's clearly new shit. Or? Ah, no, it's because we removed this one. No, that's fine. Never mind, we take that. Okay. It's a refactor, yeah. Okay, cool. Good, then I think we are done with this file. Then let's see if it compiles so far. Well, it won't compile because we removed this one function here. Yeah. We can re-add this and test if it compiles. This here. Okay. Let's see if that compiles. Rejected. Got the rejection letter. Okay, so the vote is still running, right? Yeah. Okay, so we need to wait 34 minutes until it times out. Maybe I should have set a smaller duration. Yeah, but I thought that maybe it takes a while until Maula is voting, but he was very fast. 10 minutes would have been enough. Oh. But I find it weird that you can only do the check vote only once every 24. But it kind of makes sense. Like you don't want to spam this like all the time, right? Because it will create a new post. So I think that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good. Let's see if that succeeded. It failed. Of course it did. Probably because of these two here that we added. Virtual function must be implemented. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Good. Then we remove this guy. Then we open view.cpp. Yeah, and then we start doing things here. So, good. Let's put this down here. So, view CPP. Okay. What do we touch here? Pitch, blah, blah. We can do the FOV things here, maybe. Yeah. We can do that. So that will be a red. Yeah, like this. 50. Okay. Ah, set angle radiance. Yeah. Set angle radiance. And then normalize angle. Yeah, but that's more than a reflector, so I won't do that now. Just do like this. Okay, set pitch around the up axis. Oh, it does say up axis. Let's say vertical here, vertical axis. By the given angle. The view around the horizontal axis to the given angle. To the given angle or by the given angle? To the given angle. To the given angle. Yeah. So set pitch, radiance. Oh boy. Okay, we don't touch this here for now. Pitch, clamp, radiance, limit. Okay. Yeah. Set default pitch. Default pitch. So originally it did default pitch, default angle. Oof. M angle, default angle. Okay, so we have a default pitch and we have a this one, huh? So so set angle to default. Yeah. Then here we simply do M angle, default angle, and pitch default pitch. Okay, like that. And then set the view pitch back to default. There we go. Okay, is that fair? Okay. Set angle to default, set pitch to default. Okay. This looks already good. Do we have more that we want to do here at this time? No, this is for later here, the stuff. The clamping. Yeah. Set pitch, set default pitch. Set pitch. Yeah, we don't touch that. Radiance. Okay. Okay, this should work. Yeah. Then I guess the next compile errors will be all the call sites to this one. So we need to adjust those guys. So that will be set angle to default and set pitch to default. Okay, and then the same here. Set angle to default and set pitch to default. Just copy this. And here. And set. Okay. Let's take these guys and put them in here. Okay. I think that already looks pretty promising. And then we would need to update this guy here as well. But that we will do next step. Yeah. Good. So next step is view here, this one. So. Yeah. Okay, there's a lot more shit in here. Oh boy. This would take a while to really split apart all this shit. Yeah. Good. Then we need to do this file, W3D view. Okay. Good. Let's start from the top. So set angle and set pitch. I think we can set default pitch. Okay, so I think we copy these two. Yeah. Radians. By the way, in view, did we also type in radians? We did not. Hold on. Let me go back to view. Radians. Yeah, we are supposed to put the radians in here. All the radians. What about the indentation here? Probably fix that too, right? Like that. So set angle, get angle, radians, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this looks good. Yeah. Okay. Then let's get back to this guy. Oh boy. So set angle, set pitch. Good. Around the vertical axis. Okay. set default pitch we don't add yet. And then we have these two. Here we say the view pitch. The view, maybe we should say here, yeah, angle. Yeah. I think it's fine. Good. And then this one we don't do yet. This one we have already removed, right? Yeah. And then this one we have also renamed already. Yeah. Calc camera constraints. Yeah, we don't touch that. Then we removed here some white space. Okay. This one is for later. Oh boy. Height of ground. Camera area constraints. Camera area constraints. Camera. So region 2D. Camera constraints. Okay. So this we can rename to camera area constraints. Fair enough. Okay. And then we say like this. Area constraints valid. Camera area constraints valid. Okay, if false. Okay. Recur camera after scrolling, recur camera. Good. Get height around pause. Okay, what do we do here? Any renamings? Oh boy. Is within, nope. Clip camera into area constraints. Get pick ray. Move along. Calc camera. Yeah, this one we can rename. Camera area constraints. Camera area constraints. Good. Then here we can do like this. Okay. Okay, anything else? Build camera transform. Build camera transform, that has changed. Build camera transform, set camera transform. Looks like that was removed. No, it's still here. Set the transform matrix. Set camera transform. Okay, I think what we can do is do like this and build camera transform. What about that? Calculate, but do not set. Okay, so the text is the same. Okay, fair enough. Transform. Okay, I think we can do that. And I think that's good enough. Okay, so that's the header. Yeah. Another question is, will there be anything in here that we want to touch? Okay. Yeah. Sense it makes. Good. Thank you. Sense it makes. Yeah, of course it does. Can you tell C developers worked on parts of this code base? You can tell C developers. Ah. Okay. Good. Then next in store is this guy. Yeah. So let's see. So I guess first we can remove these 4 lines up there. Yeah. 4 lines. Let's remove 5 lines up there. There we go. Time get time. Is that used? Yeah. It's not. Can we remove it? Let's see. Good. We won't touch this guy. Let's see. I don't think we will touch this here. It's controlled by user. We can do this one here. If that is still misspelled, it is. Reallocating. Camera area constraints. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Okay, we won't touch any of these guys, I think. Well, we can remove that guy. We can do this refactor here. Yeah. This is just a clamp. Yeah, I think we should just copy this. Okay, fair enough. And then right. Right. This one we can remove. Yeah, it's also just a refactor. Right. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Else height z height equals this times minus that. So random. Okay, but this I think makes sense. Yeah. Okay, cool. Just to do, we can also add a time step. Yeah. Good. These guys we don't touch yet. That we don't touch. Okay. Area constraints. Oof. Okay, I think here we can do that, yeah. Put this here. Constraints. Okay, I think that's fine. Incomplete type. What does that mean? Incomplete type. Didn't include base type, maybe. Include base type dot h. Maybe not. Maybe we should add that to the tippy top. User includes base type lib base type. Yeah. Okay, so here we have some more complicated stuff. Let's see. Offset minus equal 1000. Okay, I'm happy about this review because this will unlock more stuff. I had to double take on this one. Yes. Yes. Dependency model draw calls this, but can be empty for now. Yes, I copied this from generals to 0 hour because I do not see why this would need changing. Other places also write it like this. It should do the same thing. Okay. Good. Let's slowly continue. So calc camera area offset. Instead, let me search for this here. There we go. So, blah, blah, blah. No. Huh? Here. There we go. Okay, so. Didn't we just move this here? Oh, we didn't delete it from here. Okay. Max edge Z. Where is this? Max edge. Border fudge. Max edge Z. Okay. Okay, let me diff this without the white space. Ignore. Okay, that will make it a bit cleaner, I hope. Yeah. Oh, debug AI. Debug AI is done here. Oh, yeah, probably I won't touch this then. Yeah. A border fudge is disappearing, right? Border fudge. Yeah. So we can already remove that. Get pick ray. Get pick ray. Get pick ray. This also looks like a refactor. Oof. Pick ray pass. Log X. Log X. X log Y. Screen. Okay, so we take this guy and then screen X. Screen Y, and then log X, log Y. Okay, is that right? Okay. think we can also make these cons. Yeah, we don't need to. It's fine. Okay, so what about the vote? Has this now concluded or not? Let's see. 1 hour ago. Vote closed 3 minutes ago. The vote did not pass. Oh my gosh. Abstain in favor. Against 0. Abstain 1. Not voted 0. The vote did not pass. 50% of users with binding votes were in favor and 0% were against. Passing threshold 51%. Rejected. God damn. Sad face. Diagonal mouth. Face exhaling. Rejected, goddamn. Sad. Why is that not sad? Angry. Yeah. There we go. Rejected, goddamn. Angry face. There we go. That's good. Okay, I think we can make this repository public. If I can figure out how. Private. Here. Change visibility. Change to public. Yeah. Code will be visible to everyone who can visit. Anyone can fork. Changes will be published. Okay. Git vote failed. God damn. It didn't close it though. Right. Didn't close it. Okay. Cool. But I really like the way this works. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Good. I think I will take a break here. And next session we continue here with this tedious work of splitting this shit apart into smaller commits. Look how much is left here. All this junk here. This is a problem when you work on like a big feature or a big change, and then you just like mush everything together because you just want to like advance and get it to work, and it's just like problem after problem after problem, and you just do it all at once. But then you have like this giant change. Then you can choose to say, okay, we just take this giant change and we just push it and we're done. But then the problem is if there's a bug in this giant change, it will be more difficult to figure out which exact change has introduced it. And so if you split like into like logical commits, it's easier to review, it's easier to test, isolate bugs, right? So it's always good to isolate things. It makes the life easier later. It makes the life hard now because I need to go through all this and do all this work, but it will be easier later down. Yeah, easier to review. I think so far we did a pretty good job in like doing pretty clear changes. Very clean changes. Yeah. No big mess ups. Good. Then I will take a break here. And I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.